Now, Hephaestus. Carry out the orders of your father Zeus. Shackle our criminal here to this towering cliff in unbreakable chains made of adamant. He stole the shining fiber of creativity, your precious fire, and gave it to the humans. And you hesitate?
I can't bring myself to chain a relative by force to this icy cliff.
This was his crime. He must pay the penalty to the gods and learn to love Zeus's tyranny, instead of his absurd devotion to man.
Power and force. You're perfect representatives for carrying out the orders of Zeus. Nothing is beyond you. But I must do this, for I know it is no light offense to disobey commands from my father. Wise son of Themis, I must chain you to this rocky cliff in bronze fetters which no one can release, where you will never again hear the voice of man, nor see his shape. The sun will beat down mercilessly, withering your fair skin. You will be glad one night, and her starry robes will hide the sun's rays, but they'll be back at dawn to melt the frozen dew. Every day your cares will weigh you down, for the man to release you is not yet born.
Look what you earned for loving man too much. You were a god who defied gods and gave gifts to man, far beyond what they deserved. And your punishment? You're to be posted to this cliff, upright, sleepless. You won't even be allowed to bend your knees, though. The gods would know that you should be bending knee and asking forgiveness from Zeus.
Is that necessary?
You will shed many a useless tear and cry out your sorrow, but Zeus is a heart of stone.
Like all tyrants, he'll just come to power.
Why do you delay and waste your pain? Shouldn't you hate this enemy of the gods, for he gave man the power that is rightly yours?
Blood is a strong tie, and so is friendship.
Yes, but how can you disobey the orders of your father? Aren't you more afraid of him?
You know I don't like taunts. Don't in my face.
You can moan all you want, but you can't release him. Don't waste your valuable time.
I curse my skill. My craft is a heavy burden.
Don't despise your craft! It's clearly not to blame for this present problem.
I wish someone else were chosen to do this.
We all have to obey orders, except the god who rules, for no one is free with Zeus.
What you're doing proves it. You're right.
Hurry and put the chains in place. You don't want our father to see you wasting time.
Here are the handcuffs and chains. Are you blind?
Put them on and use your strength to hammer them into the cliff. Make sure he's secure.
There. He cannot escape without help.
Drive the spikes in deeper. Make sure everything is tight. He's very clever, wriggling out of trouble.
He won't escape those chains.
He has to learn he's nothing by comparison to Zeus, for all his cleverness. Now, drive the final stake of adamantine right through his chest with all of your force.
Oh, Prometheus, I weep for your sufferings.
Whining again. Pitying Zeus's enemies, are you? You'd better watch out for your own day of suffering.
Don't you see a sight that calls for tears?
I see a criminal being punished.
enough of your bossing me.
You'll never shut me up until you get it done.
It's done. It was easy.
Drug the spikes in with all your might. Zeus is a critical judge.
What you order is as ugly as you are.
Oh, isn't he a dainty little thing? You can't blame me for an iron will and violent moods. That's what I am.
Let's go then. The chains hold him secure.
Now you can be as proud as you'd like. Go on then. Keep on stealing the gods' treasures and give it to your little humans, those precious little things, those creatures of a day. See what help they can give you now. What a name. Prometheus. Thinking things out in advance. Now it's your turn to figure something out of this.
I am so sorry.
I call on you. Bright light of day. Swift-winged breezes. You flowing rivers. Unquenchable laughter of the sea's waves. Earth, mother of all. Lastly, circle of the sun that sees all things. All of creation. See a God suffering, inflicted upon me by other gods. Suffer now, and will suffer in years to come. No Savior is yet in sight to end this misery. But why do I say this? I know all things are to come. I see an endless agony in store for me, such as the curse of being God. I must try to bear it as easily as I can, since I know that no force can stop what must be. I don't know what to say, yet I cannot remain silent. I stole fire from mankind, and so I must be punished. And oh, how clever I was. I hid my stolen prize in a hollow fennel stalk. It taught men all the arts and gave them great resources. And so, I suffer these torments, nailed with chains under an open sky. Who's there? What scent hovers in the wind? It is still not yet dawn and the shadows hide you. Are you human?
Not human.
Divine then, please, who comes to the edge of the world to stare at my torments? And for what reason? Do you come to laugh at the chained God who is condemned to misery? Is he the enemy of Zeus, and all the gods who frequent his court? Why? Because I dare love man too much. What is this fluttering I hear? Birds? The light fluttering of wings piped through the air. Please go away! There is everything that approaches!
Don't be afraid. We are friends.
We flew to this place as fast as we could after reluctant permission from our father. Swift blowing breezes sped us on our way.
Sound of pounded iron reached us deep in our caves.
And drove away our proper modesty, which fled in fright.
We rushed away so quickly in our winged chariot, we left our sandals behind.
Children of Tethys, mother of many, and Oceanus, whose sleepless dream circles the earth, look on me! See what chains bind me tightly to this cliff.
I see you, Prometheus. I fear for you. I see through a mist of tears your wasted body, chained and hanging on this cliff.
into the bottomless pit of Tartarus. Beyond Hades thou welcomes the dead. At least then, no god might come to make fun of me.
What god is so cruel as to rejoice at what you suffer?
Who does not sympathize with you except Zeus?
But he nurses his anger and his inflexible mind, while he oppresses the offspring of Uranus.
He will not end this until his heart is satisfied, or someone by some clever trick overthrows that of mankind rule.
There will come a time when Zeus will need me to tell him who plots against him. But he will get nothing from me. No honeyed words or charms, nor grim threats will pry out the secret until he releases me.
You're a bold one. You are not subdued by your bitter pain.
But you speak of it too freely.
Fear pierces your heart, and I'm afraid what will happen to you. Into what harbor will you steer your ship to end your voyage of pain?
Zeus is stubborn, and his heart knows no sympathy.
I know how cruel Zeus is, and how he holds justice fast in his fists. But one day, his thoughts will soften.
When he is broken by your secret,
When his blind rage calms down,
He will rush into my willing arms to welcome the newfound friend.
tell me everything.
on what charge has Zeus convicted you?
Why does he dishonor you this way, torturing you bitterly? Tell us, unless it hurts you to tell the story.
It is painful to speak, yet also painful to keep silent. Either way, I suffer. When the gods first became angry and opposed each other, some demanding Kronos be unseated in favor of Zeus, and others the opposite, claiming that Zeus should never rule. I gave the best advice to the Titans, those children of heaven and earth, but they could not be convinced. They scorned my clever strategy and thought they could easily seize power. They arrogantly trusted their own strength.
But you knew differently.
My mother Gaia told me how the future would turn out. That victory would come from strategy, not from force. I explained this to the Titans, but they rejected my whole plan.
Zeus accepted you and your mother as his own,
Yes,
and the Titans now reside in Tartarus, the underworld.
I could have saved them, but instead, Zeus is king.
He owes you for him being king of the gods, and we see how he repays you with evil. It is a tyrant's disease not to trust his friends.
But we ask why he tortures you this way.
And I'll answer it clearly for you. As soon as Zeus sat on his father's throne, Zeus gave to all the gods special privileges and divided up the rule. But poor man didn't even cross his mind. In fact, Zeus wanted to destroy him and create some new race. No one objected.
Except you.
I was the only one to have the courage to save the mortals from being crushed and sent to Hades. That's why I'm twisted in pain, terrible to suffer, and pitiful to see. I had pity on man, but I'm not given pity for myself.
Anyone whose heart would not pity you for your sufferings is either made of iron
Or stone.
I wish I'd never seen how you are abused. But now that I do, my heart shares your pain.
Yes, my friend, have pity on me.
Is that really all you did?
I made it so they could not foretell their own deaths.
What drug did you give them to cure this disease?
I gave them blind hope.
That's a great gift for mortals.
I also gave them fire.
Now these creatures of a day have splendid fire.
Yes, they will learn many skills from it.
So this is why Zeus condemned you.
He tortures me, and the pain never lets go.
Do you see no end to this?
No, I'm a victim of his whim.
What are your thoughts? Any hope? Don't you see that you were wrong?
You should find some means of escape.
It's easy for someone who walks on the safe side to give advice to those who fail. I knew what would happen when I did what I did, but I did it willingly. I won't deny it. By helping mortals, I know I harmed myself. What I didn't know was how I'd be punished, left to waste away on an overhanging cliff in a desolate, deserted place. I beg of you not to cry over my pain, but instead, listen to what fate has in store for me. I'll tell you the whole story from start to finish. Please say yes and show pity to someone who is struggling. For suffering wanders from one man to another, touching each man in turn.
Your heel has not fallen on deaf ears, Prometheus.
My nimble foot will step onto this rough ground, giving my swift chariot pure air where birds fly.
I am eager to hear all your story.
Prometheus! I found you at last. I reached the end of a long journey to see you.
What have we here? Have you come to gawk at my misery, Oceanus?
First of all, I sympathize with your suffering. We are family after all, and is it not the responsibility of family to share one another's pain?
Did you come to ogle me and add your pity to my misery?
Even if we weren't related, there's no one I respect more than you.
Liquid words from one such as you.
I'm telling you the truth. I'm not a flatterer who makes empty claims. Tell me how I can help you. You'll never say it a more loyal friend than Oceanus.
How could you leave your ocean and rock-roofed caves you carved out to visit this land of iron? Enjoy the spectacle. See how this friend of Zeus, who helped him establish his rule, is twisted in pain as my reward.
I see, Prometheus, and I'm prepared to give you advice, although I know you are wise.
What is your safe advice, Water Titan?
Know yourself, and learn to fit in with the new ways, for the ruler of the gods is also new. If you keep hurling harsher words, Zeus may hear. He is far away. Even though he is far away, throned on high. If he hears, your present misery will seem like child's play. Oh, you poor creature. Calm your anger and try to find some way out of your situation. Perhaps you've heard this all already, but what you suffer is just because of your pride, your words. Even now, you cannot see your ready humility. You have not yet learned from your pain, and you go on adding insult to injury.
What did I do? I committed the crime.
Learn from me, and don't chafe your bit. Your ruler is cruel, but he holds absolute power. He answers to no one. So I'm going out to see, as far as I'm able, whether I can find some release for you from this suffering. But you hold your tongue and check your pride. For all your wisdom, don't you realize yet that there's a price to pay for speaking too freely?
I envy your ability to keep yourself free from blame, although you dare to share my sufferings. So forget me now, and don't let it bother you. Whatever you do will not persuade Zeus. That is not his nature. Just watch out for yourself.
You are much better at giving advice to others, but you never take your own advice. I'm being honest with you and you push me away.
I will never stop praising your eagerness to help, but you really shouldn't bother.
Don't try to stop me from what I'm going to do. I'm sure, yes, sure that Zeus will grant you what I ask, that you will be released from your troubles.
If you do insist on working on my behalf, it'll be useless to me. Keep quiet and protect yourself. Even if I suffer, I wouldn't want others to do so. I know what happened to Atlas.
Your prideful brother. Children, tell Prometheus the truth he cannot see.
Great Atlas, upon whose shoulders the safety of the world rests.
He stands, carrying on his shoulders the heavens above.
A weight that constantly wears him down.
His crime? Standing with the elder gods and against the Olympians.
Would he but apologize, and perhaps his burden could he have set down. But that time is past, hasn't it, my children?
Upon the back of a winged steed will the hero Perseus fly down and freeze Atlas with the gaze of the Gorgon Medusa. He will stand there forever. My brother will spend eternity as a mountain, as punishment in defiance of Zeus' will. I beg of you, save your words and your pity. I too have pitied others. I pity Typhon, and what came of it?
A monster indeed, and almost punished by Zeus.
Typhon will have its revenge. Tell your father.
Typhon, born of Mother Earth, that fierce monster of the 100 heads.
Defeated by force.
He stood against all the gods, hissing terror out of his huge jaws. Tremendous blazing fire shot out from his eyes.
Violence dedicated to destroying Zeus's
falling body lies next to straits of the sea, weighed down by Atlas' roots, while Hephaestus sits on the mountain peak and pens the glowing metal.
You see, Prometheus? And does Typhon apologize?
Typhon's rage is still raw. One day, rivers of fire will burst out and chew up with wild jaws the level fields of Sicily, known for its fair fruits. With such rage, Typhon, although burnt by Zeus's thunderbolt, will vomit up in volleys the hot spears of fierce firestorm.
You've seen this in your visions.
Yes, but you don't need me to teach you this. Save yourself in any way you can. I'll stay here in my misery and drink into the dregs until the mind of Zeus chooses to calm its fury.
Don't you know, Prometheus, that words can heal a mind diseased with passion?
Gradually in time, one can soften the heart, but no one can use force to limit a swelling anger.
What is wrong with my eagerness to help but match my energy?
Just wasted effort and thoughtless foolishness.
Trust my folly then, since it's best for a man truly wise to be thought a fool.
But I shall be considered the one to blame.
You've made up your mind not to accept my help,
Yes.
or even to be grateful for it.
No, I'm grateful for it. I simply reject it.
You have shown intent to leave.
Yes. Don't let your moaning incite anger against you.
From Zeus, who sits on his almighty throne, we should talk.
He may be a new god, but however new, avoid having his heart turn against you.
Your own circumstance is my teacher. I wish it was yours.
Go.
I am as eager to go as you are to set me off. Goodbye, Prometheus.
I mourn your fate, Prometheus.
Tears flood from my eyes to moisten my cheeks with their flowing stream.
Zeus rules tyrannically, making up his rules as he goes, scornfully lording his might over the older gods. The whole earth groans and weeps. Lamented is the splendor of your former honor. Honor.
Honor that was yours and your brother's.
All those who live in holy Asia share your suffering.
Suffering.
They add their tears to the lament.
As to those who live in Colchis, Amazons, fearless in battle,
And the Manscythians who live in that far-flung place next to the Maeotic Lake.
And the war-seasoned flower of Arabia, who live in lawful cities in the mountains near the Caucasus.
a fierce army that thunders its war cries in battles with sharpened spear.
Only one of the Titans have I seen, a god suffering and relentless constraint. Atlas, the strongest of all, who holds the heavens on his back and groans.
The foaming waves shout out their splashing lament. Black Hades answers by rumbling deep under the earth. Rivers with clear flowing streams moan as they pity your pain.
Do not think that I am prideful or scorn you because I am silent, but my heart is stung by the thought of how I am abused in this way. I, no one else, was the one to divide up the powers and privileges among these new gods. It was I who helped them overthrow my brothers and sisters, my elders, so that they might sit upon their thrones on Olympus. It was I who gave Zeus his kingdom.
Do not go over this tale. We have heard it.
Listen instead to the tale of suffering men, how they knew nothing before me. I educated them and taught them to think. I'm not saying this to insult men, but to those how much I helped them.
They had eyes but cannot see, they had ears but cannot understand.
They wandered like dreams throughout their long lives and created chaos in the world.
They did not know how to build houses, either of protection against the sun. They lived deep within dark caves and swarmed the earth like throngs of ants. They could not recognize the signs of winter, nor spring with its flowers, or fruit-laden summers. So they did everything without any rational plan. I taught them
To read the risings of stars and their settings.
which up until now they ignored. I gave them
Numbers, that knowledge most to be prized.
and the art of writing words to help memory, the mother of all muses. I first yoked the beasts and made them work so that they could relieve man's back of his heaviest burdens. I harnessed horses to the chariots and made them respond to reins, a delight for the wealthy. It was me who invented the ship,
With sails that wander the sea, a chariot for sailors.
all this to my own misery. I dared invent and pass on to man, but for all my cleverness, I could devise no plan to escape my present suffering.
You have suffered what you should never have suffered. Your mind wanders, and like a bad physician, you are sick and in despair. You do not find any drug to cure your own disease.
Hear the rest, and you'll be even more amazed at the arts and inventions I devised. The greatest was this. Before, if a man fell sick, there was no remedy, nothing, no pill.
Ointment, nor drink.
And without drugs, they wasted away. I showed them how to mix healing medicines to ward off all diseases. I gave them skills so that they could predict the future, how to interpret strange voices and sayings, and how to interpret chance meanings during travel. I taught man
To understand the plight of the town bird, what meant harm and what was beneficial.
Their daily lives,
loves,
And hates.
And how they mate.
then I taught about
The smoothness of entrails. The right color of gall so that it pleased the gods.
And how to speak delivers modeled low.
I showed man
Thigh bones wrapped in fat. And how to burn the long backbone.
And thus, I taught about the obscure art of prophecy, sacrifice, and the language of fire which had not yet been understood. But so much for that. Who could claim before me that he discovered the hidden treasures that lay buried under earth? Bronze, iron, silver, and gold? No one.
that's clear unless some fool babbles nonsense.
All the arts and crafts that man possesses came from me, Prometheus, the god you see suffering before you now.
You should not help men go what is right and think nothing of your own suffering, because I hope one day you'll be released from your chains and be the equal of Zeus.
Not yet is fate destined to bring us about, but only after years of my collapsing under torture will I be released from these chains. Art is never as strong as necessity.
Who determines necessity?
The three fates and furies that never forget.
Is Zeus weaker than they are?
He cannot escape what is destined to happen.
What is destined for him except eternal rule?
I'm not going to tell you! Don't ask again.
It must be important that you conceal it.
Talk about something else. This is not the right time to speak of this. This has to be kept secret, because through it, I shall gain release from these humiliating chains and my suffering.
May Zeus, ruler of all things, never set his mind against my will, nor may I delay in the holy sacrifice of cattle to honor the gods, slaughtered beside the incredible stream of ocean, my father. Nor may I send a word, but let this wish remain secure and never vanish.
It is sweet to spend a long life fostering courageous hopes.
And fattening one's heart in happiness.
But I shudder when I see you racked by 1,000 pains. You weren't afraid of Zeus, but you stubbornly loved man too much, Prometheus.
The gift you gave yielded you nothing in return. My friend, tell me, where is their help?
And how are these creatures of the day benefiting you now? Do you see how weak they are? Useless, like a dream, which the blind grace of man seeks forever.
Man can never second guess the master plan of God. I have learned this from witnessing your terrible fate, Prometheus.
What a different song this is. From the one I sang around your bath and bed, to celebrate the marriage of the bride, my sister Hesine, whom you persuaded to share your bed as your wife.
What land is this?
Good people. Who do I see hanging on this cliff Not even the earth hides that sight. But even from the underworld, he hunts for me. Wretched as I am, driving me starving along the sandy shore of the sea. The reed pipe, fashioned with wax, drones on and on, a tune that urges to sleep. But boy, where does my far wandering take me now? Why, O child of Chronos, what have I done to offend you that you torture me this way? Why do you drive this miserable creature mad with fear of the gadfly's sting? Consume me with flame, bury me in the earth, feed me to sea monsters. Oh Lord, hear my prayer. My wanderings over land and sea have tortured me enough, but I do not know how to escape my own misery. Do you hear the voice of this maiden with the horns? How could I not hear this young girl, daughter of Inachus, whom the gadfly drives mad? She kindled the fire of love in Zeus's heart, and now Hera's hate drives her to endless wandering. How do you know my father's name? Tell this wretched one who you are. Who is it that in his misery correctly recognizes this miserable maiden? You name the heaven-sent disease that wastes me. The goad with the sting that drives me bounding over endless lands, tortured by his shameful hunger. A victim of Hera's angry scheme. Who of all those suffering suffers as much as I? Is there a cure or drug to treat this disease? Tell me clearly. Speak out and tell this time maiden wandering in misery. I shall tell you clearly what you want to know, and I won't use riddling language, but plain speech that is right to use when speaking with friends. You see Prometheus, who gave fire to man. You have given a great gift as mortals, poor Prometheus. Why are you punished this way? I've just gone over the long, sad tale. Will you please tell me one thing at least? Ask whatever you wish. You can learn it all from me. Who was it who nailed you to this cliff? Zeus ordered it, but Hephaestus carried it out. What did you do wrong to earn this punishment? I've said enough on this subject. Where I headed and where I will end. How long will the suffering continue? You would be better off not knowing. Please do not hide from me what I have yet to suffer. It's not that I don't want to tell you this. Why then do you hesitate to relate everything? I don't want to crush your heart. Do not be concerned about me. I do not ask for that. If you want me to speak so much, fine. Listen.
Not yet. I also want to share in this.
First, we want to ask why she suffered this way.
We want her to tell us how the disaster happened. Then you can reveal what she has yet to suffer.
I don't know if I can tell it. You should grant them this favor. Most of all, because they are siblings of your father. It is good to tell a tale full of grief about your sufferings, when you are likely to earn a gift of tears from your listeners. I can't refuse. I'll tell you clearly what you want to know. Yet, I'll be ashamed when I speak of the storm of mystery that the gods sent, the mutilation of my former beauty, and from where destruction swooped down on me.
We will help you tell a tale if you will but trust us.
Visions came to me at night and spoke flattering words.
Maiden, fortunate and above all, why did you guard your virginity for so long when you could enjoy the greatest union possible? Zeus has been struck by passion's arrow and burns for you. He wishes your loving embrace.
Child, do not despise the men of Zeus, but go instead to the rich meadows of Lerna, where your father's cattle are sheltered, so that you can satisfy Zeus's love-struck lands.
These were the temptations that visited me night after night, until I dared to tell my father about the dreams that so obsessed me in my sleep. He sent me to the oracles at Defiance and Delphi.
To learn what he could say or do to satisfy the will of the gods.
Their answers were dark riddles, unintelligible prophecies, and could not be understood. But finally, there came a clear message to my father.
That he must drive
Me!
out of that house and let
Me!
wander large like a sacred animal to the ends of the earth.
And if he disobeyed, a lightning bolt would come from Zeus, utterly to destroy his race. So he obeyed the commands of Apollo.
And from me away, thrusting me out of the house against his will and mine.
Zeus's wit forced him to carry this out.
my shape and my mind were twisted. You see, my lords, driven by a stinking gadfly, I wildly left to the sweet waters of Circenea and Lerna Spring.
But the herd here, born of earth, are those who follow, continuously raging.
Tracking me with his many eyes. Death ousted him suddenly, but I'm still driven from land to land by this curse sent to me from heaven. That's my story. Please tell me what trials await me. Do not out of pity sweeten the tale by telling me lies. I say the worst plague of all afflictions is a story that turns out to be untrue.
No! Stop! Never, never have I heard such a strange story. Something hard to imagine and hard to bear. Outrageous! A double note struck my heart. Io. What fate, what luck. I shudder to see Io's sufferings.
It's too soon for you to cry out or be afraid. Wait until you have heard the end of the story.
Continue. Tell me. It benefits the sick to know clearly in advance the pain still to come.
The story was easy up to now. Since you asked to hear, tell all the sufferings that happened up to this point. Say what Io so much suffered to prepare us. And you, child of Inachus, listen to my tale so you know the end of your wanderings. From here, go east, to a land that has never known to plow. There, you will reach the Scythian nomads, skilled at the far-shooting bow. You will come across the Chalybs who do ironwork. Do not approach them. Walk along the shore until you reach the river Hybristus, true to its name. Do not cross it. Walk along its banks until you reach the Caucasus, tallest of all mountains. It's there where you come across the Amazons, who hate all men. They will settle Themyscira on the Thermodon. They will gladly speed you on your way. Next, you will leave Europe and come to Asia. Doesn't it seem to you that the Lord of the Gods is excessively cruel in every way? For he not only wanted to lure this girl in a sexual union, but then damned her to endless wandering. Poor girl, you found yourself a suitor from hell, and the story you've heard is only the beginning of a long tale to come. What? Moaning again? What are you going to do when you hear all that lies in store for you?
You don't mean to say that there's more suffering to come?
An unimaginable, stormy sea of torture. Why should I continue to live? Why did I throw myself from this jagged cliff so that crashing to the ground and make an end to all my troubles? It's better to die once than to live an entire life suffering torment. I can see that it would be impossible for you to bear the agonies that I must, since I cannot die. I see no limit to my sufferings, till Zeus himself is thrown from his tyrannous rule. Will Zeus one day lose his power? I think you would be pleased to see it happen. Of course, since I suffer because of Zeus. Then take heart from this. It will happen. Who will remove his scepter from him? He will do it himself because he is foolish. How? Please tell me that is if he doesn't hurt me. He will choose a lover that will ruin him. A god or a mortal? Please tell me, I want to know. Why do you ask? I can't tell you that. Will this lover seize his power from him? Yes, because the child will be greater than the father. Can he do anything to avoid this? No, unless I'm released from these chains. Who could do that except Zeus? It'll be one of your descendants, Io. Would a child of mine release you? The third child born after 10 generations. I don't understand. Then don't ask about the full extent of your labors. Don't promise to give me this and then take it back. He'll give you the choice of two tales. What do you mean? Please tell me so I can choose. I can either relate what is yet to come, or tell you the story of who will rescue me.
Tell her one of those tales, and me the other. Be generous and don't begrudge us this. To her, tell the longings that are still left. And to me, tell me who will release you. I want to hear this.
Very well. Since you are so eager, I won't refuse. For you, Io, listen to my tale so you know the end of your wanderings. From here, go to the flaming east where the sun walks. It'll be there when you will come across the Gorgonian plains, where the daughters of Phorcys dwell, 3 in the shape of a swan, with 1 shared eye and 1 shared tooth. Next, you will come across the snake-haired Gorgons. Do not approach them. This is what I'm warning you to guard against. Surely that's the most frightening thing I'll face. No. Tell her what she might face.
Beware the sharp-beaked hounds of Zeus that don't bark. Beware the griffins and the one-eyed army of Arabasps, who ride from Pluto that flows with gold.
Do not go close to them. Next, you will go to a faraway land filled with dark-skinned people. There, you will come across the wide Nile, where you will find a waterfall that will lead you to the land you are destined to be with your children. If there is anything you do not understand, anything at all, please tell me and I shall explain, for I have more leisure time than I would like.
If you have left something out of your terrible wanderings, let me know. But if you have related the entire account, then tell us when we request it. I'm sure you remember. Tell us when we'll release you.
Very well. There's a city Canopus, right next to the wide Nile. There, Zeus will come down and touch you with his gentle hands and restore your sanity. You will give birth to a son and name him Epaphus, meaning son of touch, in order to commemorate his origin. He will be a great farmer and harvest all the fruit of the land watered by the Nile.
Ah, I heard prophecy after all. After 5 generations, 50 maidens will return to Argos, to flee marriage from their cousins, madly lust for an unlawful marriage.
They will follow hot on the girl's trail, like hawks pursuing doves, godlike to being deprived of their catch.
The Pelasgian lands will shelter these women after they savagely murder their husbands at night.
Each bride will deprive her husband of life, dying a two-edged sword in his blood.
I pray that such a lust visit only my enemies.
One of the maidens will spare her husband out of love, and the spell will blunt her purpose.
And what then, Prometheus?
She will choose the lesser of 2 evils, and would rather be called a coward than a murderess. In Argos, she will give birth to many kings, one of which will be famous for his bow. It will be him who releases me. This is all the prophecy has told me by my mother, Themis. And how this will happen is too long a tale. Besides, it won't benefit you to know that.
The pain! It stings me and drives me mad. I'm burning up. The Catalan's hard sting never made it a forge bites me deeply. My heart pounds in my chest. My eyeballs spin in my frenzy. Madness rolls me out of my course. I can't control my speech. My muddy words tossed randomly about beat against a wave of vengeful ruin.
Thus the path toward my salvation has begun.
What if Io had married Zeus instead of refusing her?
Then perhaps I would be lost. But Hera would have never allowed it. You see, Hera's rage visited upon the girl, and the marriage never took place.
He was wise. Wise was he. He weighed his problem in his mind before he spoke this wise saying. To marry one's equal is best by far. A man who labors should not marry above his station. Either those puffed up with wealth, or those who are boastful about their birth.
Never, never, Lady Luck, will you see me taking Zeus as my bed, nor would I marry a bridegroom that descends from heaven. I am terrified of this maiden without her maid, Io, reaping Hera's hate that forces her into cruel and endless wandering.
I do not fear maiden peoples, but the burning desire of a god casting his glance on mine. One I cannot escape. It's a war that's no war at all. An unfavorable favor. I don't know what happened to me, or how to escape Zeus's crafty design.
Yes, the day will come, no matter how stubborn he is, for Zeus to fall, since he is planning to mate in such a way that he will be thrust into darkness from his tyrant's throne. And so, he will bring to pass the curse of his father Kronos, uttered at him at the time when he fell. How to save himself, only I have the means to reveal clearly. I know exactly what to do and how. Zeus can sit boldly all he wants, trusting in the might of his lightning bolt. He can shake it all he likes, but it won't help him. These fire-breathing bolts won't protect him from his dishonorable and unbearable fall. Zeus's own son will be his greatest enemy.
And how will Zeus's son defeat him?
He will discover a flame stronger than lightning, a roar that will deafen thunder, and shatter the trident, Poseidon's spear, scourge of the sea, and land shaker. In Zeus's catastrophic fall, you will learn how great a difference there is between ruling and being a slave.
You're just telling us what you would like to have happen.
Both. I am telling the future and what I want.
May we expect someone to come and defeat Zeus?
What he suffers will surpass even what I have to bear.
Aren't you afraid to make these predictions?
I'm immortal. What can he do to me?
He can make your suffering worse.
Let him try. I'm prepared for anything.
Wise are those who respect necessity.
You do on respecting, adoring, and flattering those in power, but I could care less about new servant of the tyrant, he seems to have some news.
Villain!
Hello, Hermes. Surely you don't speak to me.
I'm indeed speaking to you. Too clever for your own good. Nastier than nasty. Who stole fire from the gods and misplaced loyalty to the pathetic humans, those creatures of a day. Our Father orders you to tell him about the marriage you boast will destroy his power. And you can forget the riddles, laid out plain and simple in detail. Don't make me come back, Prometheus. You see, Zeus is not amused and has a short temper.
Well done. Great choice of words, and just as crude as suits a servant of the gods. You're only a weak child, and you think like one too. When you can imagine, nothing can happen to you, and you're safe in your lofty tower. I've already seen 2 tyrants fall from that height, and I'm about to see a 3rd collapse in shame. Do you think that I'm afraid of you young upstart gods? Not in the least.
It was your stubbornness that landed you in trouble before, and you're at it again.
Insolence, like yours, deserves such insults.
You seem quite content to suffer as you do.
Content? I wish my enemies were just as content as I am. And you too.
So now you blame me for your troubles.
I blame all the gods who benefited from what I did and wronged me in return.
What you say shows that you've gone mad.
Is it madness to hate one's enemies?
You'd be unbearable if things went well for you.
Must I endure this fool? It is worse than the chains and pains I already endure. Have pity on me.
Pity. Not a word in Zeus's vocabulary.
Perhaps time will teach him.
Maybe. Then again, time has not taught you to have a sensible mind.
True. Otherwise, I wouldn't waste my time talking to a servant.
So that's a no then. You'll give our Father the answer he wants.
Oh, I really should. I owe him so much.
Do not speak to me as if I were a child.
Am I wrong? Aren't you even more foolish than a child who expects an answer from me? Zeus can do his worst. No torture will force me to speak. Only release smoke from my bonds. Let him throw all the lightning bolts he likes. Let the white wings of snow embrace me. Let him put the whole world into earthquake and make the whole world into a chaotic tailspin. He won't get a thing from me, nor bend my bow. I won't identify who will throw him out of power.
Well, you'll soon see how far your stubbornness gets you.
Are you trying to tell me, the prophet, about my future?
You foolish God. Won't you learn from your pain and learn how to be sensible at last?
You have as much chance of convincing me as turning away the sea. Don't think that fear of what Zeus has in mind will make me weak and force me onto my knees to lift my hands in prayer and beg him to release me from my chains. You've got the wrong God, my friend.
I see I'm getting nowhere. By pleasing neither convince you, nor change your mind. You take the bit in your mouth like a young colt, chew at it, and fight against your reins. Your tactic is less than effective, and if you don't make sense, your being stubborn has no power at all. If my words are not able to convince you, Zeus has other plans. A storm will whirl you to destruction beyond belief. Its wave of suffering will overwhelm you. First, Zeus will shatter this cliff with his thunder and lightning and bury your body inside with the rock embracing you. After a long span of time, you'll be returned to the light of day, so that the winged town of Zeus, a huge golden red eagle, will fiercely shred your body into bloody rags. There'll be no end to your agony until God take on your suffering in your place and of his own free will go to the sunless, gloomy land of death in the depths of hell. So consider this. It's not idle boasting, but total truth, all said for your benefit. The mouth of Zeus is incapable of telling lies, so it will all soon come to pass. Think about it. Ponder on it well. Stubbornness is never better than accepting a wise suggestion.
I think that Hermes is giving you good advice. He tells you not to be stubborn and follow a path of wise good judgment. Listen to him. No wise man compels his error, he makes amends.
I already knew what this young messenger said. It's no disgrace for an enemy to be harmed by an enemy. Let the forked lightning wrap around me, the sky redden with lightning and thunder away. Let whirl its tempest, blast me down a Tartarus with fierce eddies of necessity. Whatever he does, he cannot kill me.
I'm convinced I'm hearing the words of one whose mind is So sympathetic to him. Get out of here quickly so the thunder and lightning do not hurl you out of your consciousness.
You had better change your story if you want to convince me. What you say is outrageous. So you want me to be a coward? I'll suffer what he suffers. I hate traitors. There's no disease I hate more.
Well, just remember what I said, and don't blame me when your own blindness lands you in trouble. Don't say that Zeus tossed you into something you didn't deserve. Blame yourselves. You've been warned and I didn't speak in riddles. It's your folly's fault that this inescapable nebula disaster will drag you down along with them.